I think it's pretty good there.
You should see it. Like, the interesting things. Right under his nose. Man, I feel like I'm gonna lose.
Can you check my voice levels as well on the NAGRA? Thank you. You check yours first. Testing, testing. How was that? Oh yeah, do you want me to talk? Yeah. All good? Hello, my name is Mediana. I am most definitely not the police commissioner. That is an unenviable task in the current circumstances. Yeah. Testing, testing, testing. Hello, how are you, everybody?
my mistake. Sorry
That's
about
all right. We predicted this may happen. It's all right there. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks for being here. And thank you. There's two things I wish to cover off today. The first one is in terms of the identification of the 50 victims of this tragic terrorist event in Christchurch. I can say that as of a few minutes ago, the identification process into all 50 victims has been complete and all of the next of kin have been advised. That is a landmark for this process. Over 120 people, forensic experts, police officers, international experts, coroners, pathologists have been involved, working as best as humanly possible to make that happen out of respect for the families of those victims. So I'm very pleased to be able to announce that. Second thing I want to talk to is in relation to the very recent announcement by the Prime Minister and the Minister of Police around firearms legislation, and particularly the order in council that was announced as of 3 p.m. today. What I'd like to say in relation to that is this. Obviously, the detail means that people who were, prior to 3 p.m., lawfully in possession of firearms such as semi-automatic assault rifles are no longer lawfully in possession of those firearms due to the categorisation or the change in categorisation. So we as police want to do everything we can to ensure those people get to bring their firearms to surrender them to us and make that possible, and possible quickly. So we're putting up a major piece of work which we have already commenced. That piece of work will be led by Police Deputy Commissioner Mike Clement and many of our staff. What we're asking the public to do when you find you are now unlawfully in possession of one of those weapons is to do a series of things. What we would like you to do first is contact us online at www.police.govt.nz. There you will find online forms to register your request to contact us and have those firearms placed into police custody. If you're not comfortable with doing that online, we have set up moments ago an 0800 number, 0800 311 311. Please call us on that number and register with us. We would prefer you not to come to a police station with that firearm at that stage. But if you wish to, and that is your only option, please contact us first to make a time or an appointment. That will provide challenges for people. Obviously, there is an amnesty or a grace period, so we'll be working with everyone to ensure we give them every assistance to take those firearms off them, get them out of circulation and into a place of safekeeping, so those firearms can never be used again in an act of violence so horrific as we saw last Friday. Thank you. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Did police follow good procedure in granting Brenton Tarrant a firearms licence?
That's a very important phase of our investigation. We're working through everything we know about the person who is charged with this horrendous offence.
Do you know, yes,
if you allow me to continue, part of that phase looks at the vetting process. That has been tasked to our investigators. When we know the detail, we will share it.
Do you know, yes, if a face-to-face interview was conducted at the time?
That's part of what we're working through.
I'm sure you're aware on the same topic that there are allegations the shooter applied for his application in a different place to where he lived because he believed that the laws were more lenient there.
We'll be working through every one of those suggestions so that when we answer you, we can definitively, having known all the facts.
Will mosques in Christchurch reopen in time tomorrow for prayer?
That is something we're working through at the moment. You will be able to get that information, but what I can say is that we, as investigators, are working very hard with a number of people to release those mosques as early as today. So not only have we completed our crime scene investigations, we are working to restore them in a way that is absolutely respectful to those people.
One user has also been told that his referees were online friends, no family or close friends were spoken to. What's your response to that?
We'll be working through that as a phase of the inquiry. When I have all the answers definitively, I will share them.
How long will the police presence remain at those mosques in Christchurch?
We're working through that at the moment. As you know, the country itself is still in a state of high threat level. So we've got staff right around the country, not just in Canterbury, being very vigilant, very visible, protecting mosques and other locations. We reassess that, assess it daily.
What did the police make of today's gun law changes?
Well, we've been working and providing advice on this matter, so we'll work as quickly as we can to make these things happen, to put things in place, to support people who now find themselves unlawfully in possession of firearm due to the categorisation change.
Would you have liked to have seen...
Can we share it around a little bit?
How will you ensure that everyone who is now illegally in possession of one of these firearms will actually can revoke it?
Well, the first step is to encourage people to do it voluntarily. I'm sure that the majority of people will do so. We'll then be working with people to ascertain if they haven't complied. And once that period of grace or amnesty goes, those people can, and in all likelihood, will be prosecuted. So I encourage everyone in that situation, so that you don't become subject to prosecution, to contact us immediately or within the next few days at least.
How many gun licence holders are there in New Zealand, and how many are there special E-types?
I don't have the breakdown, but I understand, and I will ask for some advice on this. I think there are at least 250,000 firearms holders in New Zealand. Thank you.
When will the victims be returned to their families now they've all been...
So they are now available. So some obviously have been returned, but families, next of kin are now able to uplift their loved ones. So once that identification process is complete, all of the next of kin have been advised, and then we arrange with funeral directors and others to make that happen. But it's okay as of now.
How long do you expect New Zealand to remain in this state of high threat and police to remain armed?
So we have a system that looks at that. We have a number of experts, the intelligence agencies, police and other agencies. We're discussing that as we speak. We looked at it yesterday, we'll look at it today, and we'll look at it tomorrow. It will be public as to when we make that decision, so people will be advised.
There are some questions being asked about why the offender wasn't able to be apprehended between the two mosques. Can you provide any information on why that wasn't able to happen?
I can tell you that every available armed resource responded so quickly to that event. And our people acted with absolute courage within 20 minutes to intervene with that person and bring them into custody. What I will also say is that everyone within the Canterbury district did everything they could to bring that person into custody as quickly as possible. It was a very evolving, fast-moving event. Getting the right information was critical to that. That vehicle was identified by the two officers we know of, and they acted with absolute courage, in fact putting the safety of the public before their own to make that happen, and I'm hugely proud of what they did.
Will the police be doing anything actively to identify those people who do have these weapons that have now been reclassified?
Yes, that will form a later part of the operation. The first part is to set up the ability for people who are really keen to get these firearms into the safe custody of police.
So once that amnesty is over, there will be actions taken to identify.
Yes, I can assure you there will be. Thank you. I think I'll take one more.
Another question from Christchurch reporter asking about whether you're aware of CCTV footage showing the shooter seemingly shooting at a pedestrian outside the Argyle Hotel, and what did you make of that footage?
Look, I've seen that footage myself. It's really disturbing. I don't think that kind of thing should be in the public domain because it causes such distress. But I'm aware of or I think all of the CCTV footage, and it forms part of the investigation. It's something that will be presented at trial, and that's the appropriate place and the appropriate audience for such CCTV evidence. That's all I have. Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks, everybody.